Never do these 10 to any woman. 10 hurtful things men do in relationships. Relationships, like gardens, flourish with care and attention. But just as weeds can choke the life out of beautiful blooms, certain behaviors can damage the delicate ecosystem of a loving partnership. While focusing solely on negativity isn't ideal, recognizing and avoiding these harmful actions can help cultivate a thriving and healthy relationship. While men and women navigate their partnerships differently, certain behaviors can be universally hurtful and damaging. Recognizing and addressing these behaviors is essential for fostering healthy and fulfilling relationships. Here are 10 hurtful things men may do in relationships and strategies to avoid them. 1. Cheat on her. This would be number 1 major sin on every woman's list. A man should never cheat on the lady he loves. No excuse will or can ever justify this horrible action. Be responsible enough to secure yourself before going into a relationship. If you're unsure of the reasons for your actions or you're thinking of doing this, it's best you stop yourself right there and come clean to your woman. It's always better to be honest with her than to go behind her back. Although it will definitely hurt her at first, but finding out from someone else or a different source without telling her will hurt her even more. 2. Lie to her face. If you lie about little things, it would be much easier for you to lie about the big things. Never lie about the little things. In fact, why lie in the first place? Relationships are built on trust and transparency with no room for lies. It's acceptable and okay to make mistakes at first. But if you keep repeating them and apologizing for the same mistakes over and over again, then it's a different story. You might be lying to yourself this time instead of your girlfriend. Take some time to think about why you're in this relationship in the first place. 3. Ignore her feelings. Your girlfriend is there for a reason. Therefore, she is your best friend, confidant, and the love of your life. She isn't a blank wall you can talk to whenever you feel like it. She is a human being with thoughts and feelings that matters. Every relationship is a two-way street and should not always be about you. Respect her and her opinions, listen to her, and never ever ignore her feelings nor regards them as being irrational. It takes two to make love work, so make sure that her voice is always heard and understood. 4. Hurt her heart. A real man never hurts his woman, physically, emotionally, or mentally. He would never dare to lay a hand on her, utter a hurtful word at her, or play mean tricks with her feelings. Unfortunately, there are a lot of men who are not real. They are good at hurting a woman and making her cry. If you find yourself having a short temper during fights, then practice your patience by counting to 10, shutting your mouth, or asking for some personal time. It's better to think things over first before you let actions or words fly that you both will really regret later on. 5. Degrade her as a person. This is a cruel act that unfortunately many men do, and they oftentimes do this subconsciously or without being aware of it at all. Degrading your woman can come in different ways. If you make fun of her dreams and aspirations, nitpick on her actions, disregard her opinion, or insult her personality, you are already degrading her as a person. One might say, "But I'm only teasing her." There is a fine line between teasing and being downright mean. If this doesn't make her laugh, or if it causes her pain, then it's not alright anymore. You're not only damaging your relationship, but you are also destroying her self-esteem and confidence. 6. Being unsupportive. As her man, you are supposed to be her number 1 fan and supporter. There isn't an excuse valid enough that would account for missed anniversary dinners, unattended birthday parties, or unanswered phone calls. When you decide to be in a relationship, you agree to be there during the important moments. Remind yourself to always be there for your woman when she needs you, no matter how mundane the event might be for you. You should hold her hand and make her feel important. Lift her up on your shoulders and make her feel like she can actually reach the sky. 7. Treat her as an option. A lot of people date for fun, and that's not right, oftentimes. This kind of approach will leave a string of broken hearts. If you decide to be in a committed and loving relationship, then obviously you can't treat your woman as just another option. You can't go and meet other women and then come back to her when they drop you. You can't spend time with her after asking everybody else and knowing that nobody else is available. You can never ever make her feel as if she's just a choice. 8. Make her your safety net. Some men stay with their women because they feel like she is their safe choice. They know that if they stay with her, they are guaranteed a happy, loving, and secure wife for the future. If you're one of these men, then you're making the biggest mistake of your life. This unselfish action is totally uncalled for and will do nothing but hurt your loved one. Your woman is not a safety net, She is not a plan B option if everything else goes wrong, and she is definitely not someone you can just choose if you want to, or someone to fall to when all else fail. Treat her as priority. 9. Not taking her seriously. If you don't take your girlfriend seriously, then maybe you should ask yourself why you're in a relationship in the first place. Never be that horrible guy who demean her for being true to herself and brings her down when she's doing things to improve herself. Women are already facing incredibly ridiculous issues from the whole world. She doesn't need that from her boyfriend. Instead, you should support her and even pave the way for her to be successful. Encourage her in words, acts, and deeds. 10. Break your promises. The last thing a man should never do in a relationship is to break his promises. If you can't keep your words, then don't say them. You should never make your woman hope for something, only to be hurt later on because you can't keep track of your promises. Repeated broken promises are even worse, and makes her heart sick. This is a sign of immaturity and a lack of sense of responsibility. As a loving man, it is your duty to say words that ring true to your heart. Conclusion. Women don't expect you to be as perfect as the guys they see in romantic soap operas, but it never hurts to take tips from those role models. Life isn't a fairy tale, and not every guy is a Prince Charming who'll charm you off. But if there's one thing that's sure, is that the world needs more loyal gentlemen, and if you follow these tips, you can be one of them.